The only thing you really have to worry about with those enemies, though, is that they can hit a decent amount of distance since they spread out, but since they're only going to take 1 or so hits to take out, they're not too bad.
This chest. I think it's awfully weird.
What is that noise?
This must be the legendary curse. Show me the tablet that was in that chest. The legend is this. A devil called Demonicus once reigned over this land. All who opposed him were exterminated. One young man was skillful enough to rise above the chaos and seal away Demonicus by using the power of the statue. But Demonicus never died. He lives on, even now. I never imagined he could return.
During that cutscene, we find out some pivotal things about the game's storyline. We find out that a hero had actually banished this ancient monster using the 4 statues. And now that the 4 statues are being messed with and all, the ancient beast is going to end up being unleashed once again. You can pretty much guess what we're going to have to do with this ancient creature eventually later on in the game. Down here and over to the left, we grab ourselves the plate mail, which is our next armor, so be sure to equip it. This room ends up being one of the trickier rooms to deal with in the game as far as platforming goes. Start off by taking out a few of the monsters, dropping down on the different platforms and taking out the creatures here. This will allow us to gain a little bit of experience in this area. However, for us actually able to continue, we have to get to that ledge in the upper left. Climb back up all the platforms, taking out the creatures again. Then jump onto the rocks and jump over to the left rock that's sticking out. Then fall off and hold the left button so that you're actually able to land on this platform and climb up to get to the next screen. When you go down these stairs, it's time for the next boss battle. So once you get down here, be sure to equip the power ring. This boss can be rather tricky to deal with. Work your way over towards him, and you actually have to attack the big center crystal in the right wall. What you have to do is jump up in order to deliver a slash attack in order to actually hit it. However, you have to be very careful because there's this orange sphere circling around it, which when you hit it will end up teleporting you back to where the blue sphere is. He launches out these large blue crystals that you have to either jump or duck under, as well as you have to avoid the crystals that are falling from the ceiling. This battle is going to take a long time to get the rhythm down, as well as being able to actually finish it. Just don't get greedy and try to rush in and deliver a lot of attacks quickly, or you'll end up losing a decent amount of health. Thankfully, if you get low on health, of course you use the medical herb, as well as we did replenish all of our rings, so you should have a good amount of time to actually be able to complete this battle with at least a little bit of ring and health to spare. Once he finally goes down, we replenish our health, as well as we get our next statue. With the light statue in hand, we now have to back our way throughout this cave. Be sure to unequip your power ring before climbing back up the steps. Thankfully, it's the same path and there's no new enemies or new hazards to deal with, so just work your way slowly back through it, while taking out the enemies to gain some experience. Even though it's unfortunate that we do have to backtrack all the way through the Cursed Mine, once you exit back outside of just the Cursed Mine area, we do have an escort to get right back outside of the quarry. Once you're back in Serena, head back to Grady's house in order to get another cutscene.
Grady, you must join forces with us. Everything will be ours once we make him return. Because I am a kind man, I will include you. I promise you that if you give us the statue, half of the world will be your kingdom. Doesn't that tempt you?
You must be kidding. Listen to yourself, man. And you call yourself a king?
Too bad, Grady. I was sure you could be a powerful leader. But now you dare to oppose me. We will have the statue. If you refuse to cooperate, your villagers will be held responsible. Clear out of my way!
Well now, that was King Maguire of Valestein Castle, my boy. The king himself has finally come to threaten me. I'd better tell you everything, Adel. This is becoming very serious. Listen carefully. An evil being called Demonicus once dominated this land. He was locked away by a brave warrior. Now, King Maguire is trying to unleash Demonicus and use his evil power to conquer neighboring lands. You possess 3 of the 4 statues once used to put Demonicus away. King Maguire worried that you will find the 4th statue and banish Demonicus once again. To the north on Mount Seco lives an old hermit. He knows many legends and maybe more about the statues. I'm sorry to get you involved in this, my boy, but with this injured leg, well, you see how it is. Take this letter to the hermit. He may help you. Good luck, young Adel.
After the cutscene where we find some other people that are actually looking to get a hold of the statues for themselves, we also get Grady's letter, which we're supposed to give to the hermit on the mountain. Once we leave Grady's house, stop by the item shop in order to buy the new serum which can now be made here since we found the shiny crystal, as well as pick ourselves up another metal orb if we need it, and replenish our ring power. It's now time to head to Mount Seiko. On the second screen, you'll run into these jumping rock enemies. When they first pop out, rocks will spread out and they can actually hurt you a decent amount if you're right in the area. So usually I like to get close, causing them to jump up and then deliver the hits after the rocks have already disappeared. Doing a long jump straight up in the air right above them is a good opportunity to get those rocks spread out before you're able to land right on top of them, driving the sword into them. However, inside the cave areas are some of the worst areas of the game, and probably some of the trickiest to navigate without taking a lot of damage. These enemies can really hurt you really fast if you end up landing on top of them while walking. They have no set pattern and just keep popping up randomly, so you have to take your time very slowly, and even then sometimes they can gang up on you and deal a lot of damage. Don't use your herb unless you absolutely have to, because when we make it to the Hermit on the next screen, he'll replenish our health for us. As you can see, I was just barely able to survive that area, but thankfully the Hermit will give us some more health back.
Adel, how did you get here?
Dogi, is this your companion Adel? It is fate that we meet now. Come in, my children. We must ponder the future. I see. Those from Valestein Castle are seeking the ancient statues. I know one of the statues is hidden here in the caverns of Mount Seiko. Legend says it is protected by a powerful force. It is said that the beast which dwells atop these mountains holds powerful magic, a talisman to help enter the caverns. Adel, my child, you are unprepared. Carry this sword with you into battle.
But not just replenishing our health, the Hermit will also give us the Bandit Slayer, which is our next upgraded sword. Once you exit the Hermit Shack, start heading off to the right. Past a large, weird statue in the background that we'll be coming back to very shortly, and work your way over to the right to get to another area of the mountain that has more of those jumping rock enemies. Since unfortunately the mountain is sloping upwards this time, you won't really be able to jump on too many of them, but just take your time in order to bait them to attack you first, and then go in for their kill. On the next screen, it's time for the next boss battle, so get ready and equip your power ring. This ends up being a really easy boss, and you can bait her, this large harpy, into actually going where you want her to. You see, your sword can deliver a lot of damage very quickly to her as you go into attack. You don't have to do too much defense in this battle. If you're able to get her over this rock right here where I am, and you actually get her to stay there, you're able to deliver a lot of very quick slashes at her. Either way, it's a very, very easy boss battle. Don't worry too much about your health, as you shouldn't have too much trouble being able to deliver the hits to her and taking her out. Once she's done though, we do get a replenishment in health, as well as we get the flame staff. Now, work your way back to the left and head to that weird gargoyle statue that was in the background.